for us to actually do fiscal year budgeting. Are you an entrepreneur or small business owner? And you know you need to do budgeting, but maybe it's something you put on the back burner. You find it's too daunting. You probably don't have the money to pay a CPA. Well, stay tuned. I'll go over a few steps of things that I've done for my small business, and some best practices for fiscal year budgeting. My name is Paulette. Welcome to this channel. On this channel, we talk about finances. That is how to make extra money, how to create and develop multiple streams of income, and how to increase your wealth. And of course, budgeting is a major part of that because you might make money, but if you don't budget, how could you ever increase your wealth? So let's go. Now, I know that this could be daunting when it comes to um, planning your money for the entire year. If you just started a home based business or a small business and you are probably just accustomed to budgeting for your home, the food, the gas, that sort of thing, now you have to think outside the box. You have to budget for an entire year. So this is the time of year that we do that. If you're following the government calendar, then the fiscal year begins October 1st, ends September 30th. If you're following the lunar calendar, then of course January 1st through December 30th. Either way, and there is no rhyme or reason to one or the other. You can choose depending on your business, how you prepare your taxes. Obviously, if you do a lot of business with the government, I suggest that you do a fiscal year and follow October 1st through September 30th. Otherwise, choose whichever one suits your corporation, your LLC, whichever one you are using. It's about that time of year. So let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me just talk about a few online tools that are out there when it comes to budgeting. And then we're going to go over the steps that small business or home based businesses should use. Now, I know from personal experience and dealing with my clients, oftentimes when we start home based business, it's been a long day. We do everything else except sit down to plan the budget, because I guess sometimes you start with minimal capital or maybe zero capital when you're just trying to quantify and monetize a talent. You might say, I have no money yet. I want to make that money. So what do I budget? Either way, you want to create a spreadsheet and plan 365 days of your business if you want a successful business. Now, before we get into some steps, let's talk about online tools. I have found that these tools are very good to use online. Google Spreadsheet is really good. That's free. And all of these are actually free. Some of you have free trial periods and some are just free. Google Sheets, it's really good if you have a Gmail account. So you can use Google Sheet to create a spreadsheet for your business. You can use Quicken. There is a small fee depending on the level that you want. There's of course QuickBooks, Expensify. I've never used that one. It's just something that I saw. I know other people use Expensify. Nerd Wallet, I heard, is very easy to use. You can use it for free. And Every Dollar with Dave Ramsey. And I'll try to repeat them at the end. So you can Google any one of these, check it out, see which ones you can afford. If you want to go free, you can do the Everyday with Dave Ramsey. You can do spreadsheet in your Google Doc. It'll cost you $0. The others will have a trial period to see if it works for you. But I will encourage you to try one of those before you go hiring a CPA, somebody to do your finances. And if you find that it's too daunting, it's too intricate for you, then take the next step and level up by hiring somebody. But let's start here. You just started your business. You probably don't have a lot of money yet to spend on that. However, it's one of the most important things that a small business should have. Business plan, budgeting, so important, but somehow often gets pushed to the back burner or might be at the bottom of the list. So, are you ready for some simple steps, best practices? Some things that I do that I have used in the past. Let me refer to my notes really quickly. So, if you're preparing for the fiscal year, you want to review your profit and loss statements. Now, if you have had a business, obviously you have something to look at. If you're just starting, well, you don't have profit and loss yet, but you want to project that. So create columns on your spreadsheets in these online tools for that. You want to analyze your expenses. Now, this is something, whether you are just starting out or have had a business, you still should have an idea of your expenses. How do you do that? Market research. By speaking with other people who had this business, or maybe you just did this. I talk a lot about side hustle, and I encourage women to I would say legalize their side hustle so that they can take advantages of all the tax benefit when it comes to home-based businesses. So this is something you want to do. So analyze your expenses. What do you think you need for the entire year to run your business? Okay. Examine your capital expenditure. What's capital expenditure? It's money spent on either acquiring or maintaining your asset. You know, things that's an asset to your business, things that you already have, you will use. How much money would you spend on the land or the vehicle? Or if it's already paid for, then it's an asset. If not, it's a liability. Liability. Your rent, the equipment that you use. If you have a restaurant, you have a hair business. So your capital expenditure, you want to make sure you examine that. Here, I want to get to my notes. Make sure that you examine your capital expenditure. So important. Calculate your cash flow. All right. Calculate your cash flow that you're making every month. Add it to your spreadsheet so that you are calculating correctly for your fiscal year. And finally, put all of these notes, put all of your budget in a budgeting system. You can go old school, creating what's that, Excel. That's free too. So you can go old school, or you can just use an online tool. Like I mentioned, this Google spreadsheet in Google Docs, Quickens, Intuit QuickBooks, Expensify, Nerd Wallet, and Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. So I hope that you got some, some information that would help you as you move forward in your new year of business. I hope that this helps you succeed in any way. If this information helped you, I ask that you please like, share, subscribe to this channel because we talk about finances. Okay, let's recap. If you have a small business, if you have a home-based business, you need a budget. You need a fiscal budget, not for 1 month, for the entire year. So lunar year starting January to December. Fiscal year, if you're following the government's calendar, will be October 1st to September 30th. Remember, the steps to prepare is to review your profit and loss statement, analyze your expenses, and be realistic with it. Put everything on there. It's best to not have surprises. You want to examine your capital expenditure, and that is, anything that you're acquiring or maintaining that's an asset to your business already. Calculate your cash flow, and of course, you want to put your budget in a system. And of course, I gave you some ideas of what to do. All right, I think I'm repeating myself. But again, this is Paulette, and we do talk about finances on this channel. Thank you so much for joining me. And I have another video, so just click on the other link, and you'll get information on personal budgeting, a video that I did earlier this year. Thank you for being here, for stopping by. Peace out. Have a great, great day.